Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Or if you're new here, hi, hello. My name is Twiggy, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about birth control, specifically my personal experience switching from the Depo Provera Shot to the Nuva Ring. If you're not interested in birth control, no worries, I'll see you next week. I feel like there's really just not enough information for young women online about birth control, so I thought I would share my experience with it. I've done several videos on birth control in the past. I've talked exclusively about my experience with the Depo shot. I did a whole video on that recently, as well as in the past I made a video about my experience with an IUD, which was excruciating, spoiler alert. Would not recommend if you have not had children yet, do not get an IUD. Just my personal take on it. Horrible experience. I have been on the Nuva Ring now for 6 months, so I feel like now is the time for me to talk about what it's kind of been like switching off of the Depo shot and getting onto the Nuva Ring. For those of you who don't know what Nuva Ring is or have ever heard of it, it's basically a little silicone plastic circle. I don't know how else to describe it, but it's just a little plastic circle ring that you insert into your vagina. It's really not any different than like inserting a tampon kind of. And you leave it inside of your vagina for 3 weeks. Once 3 weeks is over, you take it out for a week, and that is usually when you'll get your cycle. And once that week is up, you put a new ring in and start the process all over again. I wanted to get off of the Depo shot for several reasons. One of the biggest reasons I needed to get off of the Depo shot is I had been on it for too long, in my opinion. Online, pretty much everywhere, it tells you not to be on the Depo shot for longer than 2 years, and I was on it for 3 years. I did, however, bring that up specifically to my OBGYN as a concern, and she told me not to worry about it until around 5 years. Felt like there was just kind of some bad information out there, as well as I was scared, so I made the choice to take myself off of it after being on it for 3 years and having excruciating pain. To give you kind of a shorthand of what was happening. When you're on the Depo Provera birth control shot, it is a straight dose of progesterone or progesterone, something like that, but it just has that hormone in it. It does not have estrogen in it as well. And what that does is kind of tricks your brain into thinking that you're actually pregnant and mimicking pregnancy symptoms, such as weight gain. I had horrible weight gain with this birth control. And don't get me wrong, like I never put on a lot of weight or anything, but I had to watch what I ate super carefully. I had to be very cautious of everything I put in my mouth. Didn't enjoy that, but I just couldn't take the chronic pain anymore. When you're pregnant, your body starts to slowly break down the calcium in your bones and puts it into your bloodstream because you're making a human and it's trying to feed calcium to your human that you're making, but you know, you're not actually pregnant. Your body's just constantly breaking down the calcium in your bones, which is why they tell you not to be on it for longer than 2 years. You basically get like symptoms of osteoporosis and stuff like that. I know, it's super fun. I feel like I'm 80 years old. My body hurts all the time. I have chronic pain. I have excruciating back pain almost daily. I have pretty bad back pain all the time. I have really bad lower back pain. It's super annoying. It hinders my daily life. Not a fan. 10 out of 10, don't recommend. So like I said, I made the decision to stop taking the Depo Provera shot, as long as a laundry list of other things, including it takes like 6 to 12 months to get out of your system if you want to have a baby. I plan on probably having a child in the next 5 years. Maybe. Don't really know where my life is going too much, but like 5 years I can see us with at least 1 kid. Knowing that if I want to start trying to have a baby, I have to wait 6 to 12 months for this shot to get out of my system is kind of a lot. That's a really long time. With the Nuva Ring, if we wanted to try to conceive like next week, we could. It doesn't matter. It's just once the Nuva Ring is out for like 3 hours, that's what triggers your body to like cycle, I think. Don't get me wrong, I'm not an expert, I am not a doctor. If you were to leave your Nuva Ring out for longer than 3 hours, it does become like that's when you're unsafe. So we could start trying like the next day if we wanted to try and have a baby. So that was another reason why I wanted off of the shot, is it takes a really long time to get out of your system. The Nuva Ring does not take a long time to get out of your system, same as every other birth control on the market, like the pill. It's just like if you just decided to stop taking the pill, that's what it would be like if you took your Nuva Ring out. A couple of major differences I have noticed since switching to the Nuva Ring are my metabolism has totally sped back up. It's been fantastic. I literally ate nothing but cookies all day yesterday and my body is like still the same size. It's great. Love having my old metabolism back. I've missed you so much. Now I can actually enjoy my food again. Very excited for that. But on top of that, I have noticed a lot of kind of like PMS. Honestly, the entire time I was on the Depo shot, I didn't get a period. So I didn't have a period for the past 3 years. That is something that is different about being on the Nuva Ring, is now I do get a period. I have not missed it. However, my periods on the Nuva Ring are shorter and lighter, as well as much more consistent. Periods haven't been horrible, but I have noticed a lot of PMS before I get my period. And that is something, again, I just really haven't dealt with in the past 3 years. So I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot, like this is a thing that happens. A lot of people online want to know if you can feel the Nuva Ring inside of you or if it's uncomfortable, and literally no, not at all. I have like not felt it to the point of me having to like check on it and be like, oh God, is it still in there? I cannot feel it at all. I have never felt it at all. My partner, my spouse, my husband, he has never felt it at all. I mean, obviously, like, I don't know, this video will probably get demonetized anyways, but like obviously if your husband's like fingering you or something, he's gonna feel it. It's up inside of you. But I mean, like, sex-wise, no, they can't feel it, so there's no discomfort, no weirdness. I know it sounds weird. I was weirded out by it at first. I was like, oh, you're leaving like plastic inside of you for 3 weeks? That's kind of weird. But honestly, as far as birth control options go, I don't really trust myself taking a pill every day. That just leaves too much room for user error, and I don't trust it as much, honestly. I don't trust myself with it. I don't think I'm responsible enough for that, honestly. There's just not a whole lot of amazing birth control options out there. It's kind of something that's really frustrated me over the years. I could do a whole video talking about every kind of different birth controls that there are available out there, because again, as a young woman, I feel like I just didn't really have enough knowledge or information on that growing up, so I've researched that topic a lot. So please let me know. I could do a whole video just breaking down like everything from like IUDs to the pill to diaphragms to condoms to everything, every kind of birth control. Girl, I've been there. I've definitely tried a lot of things over the years, and so far I've really enjoyed my experience with the Nuva Ring. I've had very few bad symptoms. I mean, I was dealing with so many negative symptoms from the Depo shot that this has really helped balance all of those symptoms back out. So it's actually really been nice, and it's kind of been a pain reliever in a way. Really like not having to get a shot every 3 months. That's been a great thing for me. I don't like shots at all. My husband used to administer the shots for me because he's an angel. But still, I don't love shots at all. I have like zero tolerance for pain. I know people think like because I have tattoos, it means I might have a high pain tolerance. That is such a lie. I have zero pain tolerance. I'm the biggest child when it comes to pain. Don't get me wrong, like I pay all my own bills. I'm an adult, but like just when it comes to pain, I'm a child. I don't mean to be a rambly hot mess, but I am today apparently. I'm just wired on coffee, yay life. Whenever I first started using the Nuva Ring, I do have to tell you guys, little TMI, but you know, it's a topic, it's birth control, this is what we're doing, we're friends, right? So whenever I first started using the Nuva Ring, probably like the very first week, I did have a lot of discharge, which was just like annoying to deal with. That's not something that kept on, and it's not really something that has kept on since then. Like when I put a new ring in every 3 weeks, it's not really like a problem that has kept happening, but I definitely noticed the very first Nuva Ring I used. I remember specifically that first week, I was like, oh wow, like Very glad that that wasn't a thing that continued on, but still I thought it was worth mentioning because it was a side effect that happened. I have noticed lately an increase in the amount of headaches that I'm getting. I have no idea if that's correlated to this birth control that I'm on at all, or it just occurred to me the other day how long my hair has gotten, and maybe the extra weight pulling on my head is giving me headaches. Or maybe I'm just annoyed and getting a lot of headaches lately. That could also be it. It's hard to tell, but also worth noting that is a side effect of birth control. That is one of the listed side effects for the Nuva Ring, so I thought I would bring that up because I have noticed an increase in my headaches since starting this birth control. I definitely feel like my pain has gone down significantly. I am not in as much daily pain. I'm still in daily pain. I'm sitting in a chair with a back pillow right now because I need the arch support because I'm 85 years old, you know? But for the most part, overall, my pain has significantly reduced. I'm no longer in daily, like, extreme pain. I'm still in extreme pain every now and then, but it's no longer every single day, which is super nice. The very last thing I'm going to touch on super quickly is I've also noticed since starting the Nuva Ring and getting off at the Depo Shot, I have been less depressed and less anxious. That could also be due to the time of year that it is. I do sometimes get seasonal depression around the beginning of the year. However, I didn't get it this year. Hallelujah, amen. I'm so excited that I was not depressed at the beginning of this year. I was the year before that, and it was just like really tough to get through that period of my life. I was depressed for no reason at all. That's kind of how my depression works. There is nothing that triggers it, and that makes me even more upset that I'm upset about nothing. It's a huge cycle, but I've talked about that before too. So anyway, moving on. I have been a lot less depressed and a lot less anxious, but like I said, that could also just be due to my lifestyle. I don't know. I could just be less depressed and anxious overall. I did fight really, really hard against my anxiety in 2018 and pushed myself to do a lot of things that I would normally never do. And that really helped kind of combat and kill my anxiety, at least a little bit. I've been a lot braver, if you will, since doing that and pushing myself so hard in 2018 out of my comfort zone and to make friends and to do things that I don't normally do. I have been a little burned in 2019, but let's not get on that tangent right now. I think I'm gonna wrap it up here because I'm just a babbling hot mess. That was pretty much everything I wanted to talk about in switching over from the Depo Shot to the Nuva Ring. But I'm sure I missed a million different things. If you have any questions at all, please leave them in the comments down below. Even if it's just about birth control, I would love to help you out. I'm not a doctor, but I can tell you what I know at least. Thank you all so much for watching and for being here. I hope you're having an awesome week, and please, please, please have safe sex. I'm sorry to tell you that. I'm sorry to be your mother right now, but please protect yourself. My life could be so different in a really, really awful way if I had not practiced safe sex when I was younger. Please, please be responsible. If you are not trying to have a child, please try to not have a child. Otherwise, that's how it works. That's how babies are made. Please protect yourself. Like I said, if you're not trying to have a baby, protect yourself. Thank you all so much for watching. If you want to subscribe, I put out new videos every single Wednesday. I would love to have you back here. Hit the thumbs up button if you like this video. That really helps out my channel. And yeah, like I said, leave any questions, comments, concerns down below. I'd be happy to address them. Love you guys. Hope you're having a good one. I already said that. Okay, bye guys.